OM System just released a new camera, and it's a fresh look in one of their more popular models, the OM5, now releasing the OM5 Mark II. Beyond the new grip and the new color, what is really different with this model? We're going to look exactly at that today and where it sits in OM System's lineup. At its core, the OM5 Mark II uses the exact same sensor as its predecessor, the Mark I, if you will. It's a 20 megapixel live MOS sensor. You still get beautiful colors as well as having the 5-axis in-body image stabilization. But a few little upgrades make this new model a bit better than its predecessor. First, OM System decided to add a CP button, or a computational button, that gives you instant access to features like live ND, focus stacking, high-res shooting, and much more. No more needing to go deep into your menu to find all of these features. You could see it as an additional function button, if you will. The OM5 Mark II finally enters the modern world by ditching the micro USB port and favoring USB-C instead. That means faster transfers, more compatibility, and even faster charging. One thing you may notice as soon as you see this new model is that there's an updated grip. This new grip is supposed to help with in-hand feel and even more stability when you're shooting. For anyone with larger hands or even larger lenses, this actually could make a big difference. However, if the grip is a little larger, then you could say that you're losing a bit of portability, but that could be very negligible. A major upgrade for some is seeing this new model upgraded to the OM System menu. It's much faster, easier to use, and just looks a lot better. Now for my video shooters out there, unfortunately there's not big upgrades to this camera. You're still seeing 4K 30 frames, 8-bit video, so there's no 10-bit video, and you can't do 4K 60 frames unfortunately. To me personally, I find that 4K 30 frames per second is perfectly fine. That's actually what I'm using right now, but I find that for some people the 10-bit might be a deal breaker. Being limited to 8-bit video means that you'll be limited in terms of color grading. There's not going to be as much of a wide spectrum of color that you're going to be able to play with. But for most, especially if you're a photo shooter, this isn't a big deal at all. Now the big question remains, if you already have an OM5, should you upgrade to this new Mark II? In my honest opinion, I think these changes are not big enough to warrant buying a new camera. But if you don't have the OM5 already and you're looking for a good, somewhat budget option to have a secondary camera or just want a camera that's very versatile, I think this new OM5 Mark II is a great option. If you're looking to buy your first OM5 and these new changes are not a big deal to you, just know that the OM5 Mark I will still be on sale for some time and will certainly have some great deals. Now, I briefly want to talk about the differences between the OM5, the OM3, and the OM1. Let's start with the flagship, the OM1. Not super long ago, they released the OM1 Mark II, which has a very fast stacked sensor, shoots 4K 10-bit video, and a feature that the OM1 has that I'm constantly using is the adaptive or smart autofocus. For example, I can select birds and it's going to learn and understand that I'm looking for birds or cars or trains or whatever it is. The OM1 certainly is a premium or professional option, but it comes with a steeper price tag. The OM3 on the other hand is a little less expensive, but is geared to another clientele. The OM3 has more of a retro look and is geared more to hybrid shooters, people looking for something a bit more creative, a little different. It has a very interesting creative dial that lets you choose between different styles, and it does have better video quality than the OM5. Of these three, the OM5 is certainly the more budget option. It's a lot lighter, it's simple to use, it offers still great quality photos, but I think it lacks a bit in the video department. I would have loved to see 10-bit video on this new camera, but that's not what we got. Now, who is this camera geared to? I believe the OM5 Mark II is geared for hybrid shooters, people who like to kind of bring their cameras everywhere they go. You can bring it on a hike or do some street photography. It's a very small, portable, and versatile camera that renders great photos. So from your family gatherings to your hikes, I think this camera is a great option. It's also a great way of entering the Micro Four Thirds family. It's not the most expensive camera, but like I said, it offers great photos. However, if you're looking for something that is very quick, has great autofocus, I'd look into the OM1. I think the OM1 might be a better option if you're looking into birding or wildlife. But if you like the style of the smaller camera with a more retro look, the OM3 is also a great option. The OM5 Mark II won't create massive waves. It's a great camera for OM system to have on their lineup, but I feel like it's in between two categories for it to be a massive hit. On one side, you have flagship cameras that are around the $2,000 mark that have great capabilities, video and photo. And then you have sub $1,000 cameras that are great for portability and just flexibility. And the OM5 Mark II I feel like is just in between those two. For this, I've seen online a lot of people saying that they'd love to see the EM10 come back. And I think that's a wonderful option. If they're able to get an EM10 that's less than $1,000, there's no need to make it extravagant, but just having an entry-level camera that can introduce people to the Micro Four Thirds family for the first time at a very budget option, I think that would be a great solution. Let me know in the comments, what would you have liked to see on this new camera? What do you find is lacking? And is there something that OM System could do in terms of software that could improve the OM5? Drop a comment down below and talk to me about Micro Four Thirds. What are you using right now and what's been working well for you? I love to read about different people's setups and what they're using in terms of lens and camera combination. Always super interesting. Thank you so much for watching today, and thanks for being here. I truly appreciate it. Until next time, take care.